Hello, welcome to CompTIA Security Plus training for security professionals and for IT persons. In this course, we are trying to teach you, we're, we're trying to grasp some cybersecurity methods, techniques, and tools. Okay, we are trying to learn some which will use to for securing your environment, hunting for malware, securing your websites. So first I started with malware. Malware, what are malware, how to hunt them, how to defend them. This is short course. I can it is not possible to cover everything, but yes, I'm trying to cover almost all those things which are important for you to learn because most of the things is included in our course. So in the last section, we learned about like what is parent process, what is child process. Okay, it's a quick summary. Okay, how to check all the running process through WMIC. That is really awesome tool. And I told you that watch it carefully, that what I'm doing here in WMIC, because that's something I'm going to do to hunt a malware. As I told you that in the next section, I'm going to hunt a live malware, simulate a malware, which are going to hunt them. Okay, that's going to be really useful for you. I'm going to show you how to hunt them through command line, and as well how to hunt them through the graphical tools. Okay, some graphical interface tool. I hope you remembered when I show you Process Explorer from Microsoft sysinternals. Okay, let me show you Process Explorer, really amazing tool which I think I have already in my machine. Okay, let me show you how actually Process Explorer looks like. Really amazing tool, by the way. Here it is, Process Explorer. Run this with the admin privilege. Oh, come on. Okay, this is Process Explorer. Okay, you have to set up something like go to view, organize column set. Okay, view, select column. Okay, Windows title, select virus total version and version, image type, and ASLR enabled or not. Process performance, CPU is okay. I'm gonna with process network receives or don't need this and currently. DLL, description, auto start location, map size, leave it map size, virus total, image type, and base address. We don't need this. Verified signer who actually created that file. Okay, even though it's not something that no one can spoof a certificate, that's still possible. And what else? The process network, no, I'm going to leave it. Process disk, how much data it's reading or writing, reads and writes, that should be okay. Status bar, I'm going to see CPU, number of process, refresh time, no. On memory usage, no. .NET, not going to do that currently. Look, this should be okay. Okay, you can enable lookup. Okay, sure. Now options, virus total, check virustotal.com. Now after that, it's just a matter of second. What when I will simulate that malware, it's just a matter of second. Uh, when I if I have to hunt for a malware, but why I am using that command line tool? Because when you get infected with some malware, okay, when you get infected with some malware, machine get infected with some malware, you are not supposed to still connect to internet. You have to disconnect your machine as soon as you know that, as you get to know that your machine is infected with some malware trying to communicate with its server. Disconnect your machine and start hunting. Okay, so the tool I'm going to use for hunting that machine is if 504 lab. Okay, let me show you. Okay, it's downloaded. Wait for a second, let it open the site, otherwise it will not create sockets. Now it's saying that the connection has started. Now it's time to hunt. Okay, it is saying let me increase the layout so that we can see proper. After first we have to understand what's the normal looks like. Okay, we have to see that how the normal a normal system, my normal system looks like. So let's see what process are running in my computer currently, what type of connection they have created. Netstat. Okay, type H for help. A means display all connection and listening ports. Okay, where is O display the owning process ID associated with each connection. This will tell all the IP address and port number. This will tell which are the exe file, executable file who started that connection. And this will try to resolve that IP address to domain name. Okay, that's simple. Let's try to hunt. Let's try to see what's normal in running my a machine. Okay, not there's not so many connection is running, but we can see the RPC. Okay, it is running on a protocol TCP, local address, and foreign means outside the internet. Okay, and here winnet.txt, foreign address is this. It's trying to listen matlab it means it is waiting for incoming connection. When the connection will receive any connection, it will say that connection has established. You will see here established. Okay, currently nothing unusual I see. Okay, so yes, let's clear it down and go back to that machine. Wait up, TCP backdoor, it's being started on your host. Okay, looks like some problem created it. Let me close it and try run it again. Just a moment. Okay, yes, I have to stop that firewall. Okay, the firewall is stopped now. It should work. Okay, okay, backdoor started. It's time to give it the answer. What TCP port is the backdoor listening on? Okay, now let's get back to that machine and see, is there something different that earlier we saw than what we saw earlier? Okay, let's start AO. NFP. Okay, and let's see what we are getting here. SVC host running, SVC host running is not, no, nothing unusual, nothing, no port number. I can see nothing. Oh yes, I can see there's a PowerShell running. Okay, on a remote address 000 and port number 4533. So that's our answer. Okay, let's go there and enter the answer. What is the process ID number of the backdoor? This is process ID. So this process ID number has back is 428. What is the parent process ID number of the that backdoor? Now here come the WMIC. Come on. WMIC process, where here you can enter the process ID number, or you can get the information use the process name. So I'm going to use process name, but if you are going to use process ID, so here we have to tell where process ID is equal to and the process ID number, but I'm going to use process name. So name is equal to, in double quote, PowerShell.exe get parent process ID. That's 3880. 3880. Use netcat to connect to the backdoor TC port. Let's try to connect to that IP and port through netcat and see what we are getting there. I assume I already have netcat installed in this machine. Netcat localhost. Now the port number was 49533. 49533. And it says the flag is black, is whatever it is. Let's write down the answer. What TCP port is the backdoor listening on now? Let's see if it is same or something else. Okay. Netstat AONBF. PowerShell, now it's look like it's changed 49537. 49537. Use WMIC to kill that process. Now let's see. WMIC process, where name is equal to PowerShell.exe. Make note of it. It is case sensitive. Delete. Okay, it's gone. Now press enter. The PowerShell backdoor was easy to find because it was listening on a TCP port. Okay, a more typical backdoor will not. They will try to create a periodic connection to different command and control server. Okay, there might be some scenario where you will see that a backdoor try to communicate to its server from different IP or different port. Okay, now you have to hunt them. So what is the process ID number of the backdoor? Now let's see if we are able to find that through netstat. Netstat. Okay, let's first see if it is able to find string. Sorry, it's fine str. No, looks like there's no more PowerShell is running. PowerShell. No, no PowerShell. So how we are supposed to do that? Yeah, very simple. WMIC process, where either you can first see process get process ID and name, and there it is, PowerShell.exe 864 process ID number 864. There's a command which WMIC with PowerShell just executed. We have to retrieve that command. Now let's do that. WMIC process where name is equal to PowerShell.exe get okay. This command you are seeing here, okay, not this, not this, this one. Whenever you see something like random number and letters, it will, there are chances that it is a base 64 encoding. It is a data type. Okay, base 64 encoding to hide the plain text code, so no one else can see or antivirus can see what's the code is being written on the disk, okay, or in the memory. Let's see. Now it's time to decrypt that. So that is CyberChef. It's a really awesome tool for encoding and decoding data types. Okay, as I said, it's from base 64. It is base 64. It is squash 6123495. Okay, this is what the command PowerShell executed when it was running. It's time to remove that dot, edit, replace dot with nothing. Now, you see? Oh, come on. Now use WMIC to kill that process. Okay, sure. Where this time, let's kill it from process ID. Okay. What was the process ID name of the PowerShell? 864. Okay. Process where process ID is equal to 864. Okay. Delete. Okay, it's gone. You have done well. The evil hacker have been thwarted. That was we did using WMIC, but it was really easy. It was just a matter of second. It was just a task about 4 to 10 to 50 a minute, 1 to 2 minutes. That's it. Let's try to run this again and see it through process hacker or what was that? Process Explorer. Okay. Let's go back to Process Explorer. It was possible with Process Hacker also, but I'm showing it through. So this is Process Explorer. Okay, 5054 lab is running. I press enter and see a new PowerShell is started, and it is the command line it is running here. We see that, and from where it is executing, we see that if I click it, I can also see this TCP IP connection. It is communicating through 49600, and remote is this. Okay, its state is listening. That's how easy was it. And all the string inside this process which is running, okay, which is not running, which is on disk. PowerShell start PSE PS console null. These are the text inside that process, that file. That was how easy that's how easy it was. Okay, so I hope you have liked. Please make sure you actually join the course, enroll in the course, so that you can learn more advanced technique. Okay, I hope you will comment. If there's any feedback, any suggestion, please do comment and like our channel, because more awesome things are on the way. Okay. What, as I said, I created this lab, this training, so that I can teach a newcomers a lot of new things, so that you can start their career. At what a trainer do, a trainer will show you all the path that you should follow, all the resolve your all the technicalities, technical knowledge, will give you the technical knowledge which is required to achieve that level. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do here. So please, whatever you have feedback, make sure you send it to us through website, through when you can contact me, just Google my name, Shakib Izhar, SHAQUIB, Shakib IZHAR. That's, you can reach out to me directly, or through the website Gentech Networks, the website, or through email on that website, or contact number. Okay. So thank you for being here. I'm going to see you in next class. Till then, please take care and have a great day. Keep learning and keep growing. Goodbye and take care.